welcome to the Amateur Hour. My name is Justin,
My name's Tyler.
I'm the one called Junior.
and today we're sponsored by EBXYA and Lofty Cat Studios, and in front of the show, Adam Stone. I took a minute there. I froze up. So it's finally nice. I think it's probably surprising to the individuals at home that we don't have a guest this Friday. And that's just because I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't get someone else in. I wanted to possibly get my writer in there that we're working with for my children's book that we kind of hinted at.
She's alive?
Yeah, she's alive. She's alive and well. I talked to her, and but unfortunately, I didn't, she just wasn't able to come out. Hopefully, I can in the future get her
you
out.
could have just, man, you busting us out. You could have just said you wanted to record another episode, man.
Oh, well, anyway, I mean, it's true. I could have said that, but listen, I like to be honest. I like to be open to the people. But it is good to get back to a normal episode. I having guests was fun, right? I think we've had a lot of people tune in the more we've had guests, and I think people, I guess, are enjoying that. So I think that's really cool. But at the same token, I miss the regular format. I miss having just us and discussing whatever we need to discuss. It's nothing like the original OG3. I think I miss more recording at the studio actually here than what I do over Skype. But I think most people.
I need my seat with my mic. This is weird.
Yeah, I like sitting in front of the arm, like really close to the microphone with my headphones on and my poncho, not caring about what I look like. It's great, you know. Rather than now, I don't know if I want to wear a hat, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna let the long crazy hair show. I'm gonna try and comb it for the people out there at home. But I did want to talk about and reflect on this past year. I mean, we've definitely made a lot of episodes. We're at 17, but technically we're at 13 for actual non-exclusive episodes that are on both SoundCloud and YouTube platform. And I definitely have to say that it was super fun. I definitely have to put out a big thank you to the individuals who had sponsored us and continue to sponsor us throughout, allowing us to have them as a sponsor and use this platform and trusting us and using our platform to deliver great content. I also want to thank you guys. I think this was definitely a blast of finally getting the into the recordings. I remember me and Tyler have talked about this for a while. I mean, if we start out for where the Amateur Hour first started, which was back late 2015, I had opened it up with two other individuals. It was a gaming channel. Shout out to Sid and Ty. I gotta give the OGs a shout out because I originally started the channel with them and it was a gaming channel, and eventually I changed it. They kind of got busy and they're out in New York, so we couldn't like really record much, and we're beginners and life happened. And every time I kept trying to start this, and I remember late 2016 I talked about bringing Tyler on to the Amateur Hour, and then we just never did anything with the channel. And then I remember we revisited the idea of the channel and doing podcasts and doing skits and then doing everything back in like I think 2017 for the Candy Couch, and unfortunately that didn't. I actually had a team of people, and that just ended up falling through just because life was kind of a bit of a mess on my part. And then I mean, now we're finally here. We're finally recording. I didn't let, I guess, much get in the way and decided to just go for it and have fun. And I have to say, it's definitely been a good experience. So thank you to you guys. Um, it's been fun. I mean, do you guys have a favorite episode so far that you've talked about? A favorite topic that we've talked about so far? What's going on?
like asking me what my favorite song is. I don't know.
I thought you were still talking to the audience. You switched that over too
Oh,
quick.
no, I was talking to you, and I said, "Hey, I was thanks you to you two guys." I mean, yeah. I think the audience for in regards to them for definitely
It's really,
following us.
really good. The first one on SoundCloud. I don't know if that's available on YouTube or not. But the very first episode we did, we
Yeah.
actually recorded that one in Chicago. That one is one of my favorites because we really touched on some of the more nerdy stuff, gaming and whatnot. So I really
Yeah.
like that one. There was a few other good ones too, but like I said, I don't even watch our own podcast, so
Yeah, I don't watch it either.
I don't gotta watch it again.
I mean, we like to stay by. The only reason I watch it is because I edit it, and I like to make sure I comb through everything so that way we're not saying anything too stupid or any mistakes
No,
we've had. Like we
one
can
has
just
to
I
do.
can.
I do wish we had more time as a group to
Yeah.
actually sit down and record, or well, obviously we're recording, but edit and do all that kind of stuff too. Because yeah, Justin's got all the load when it comes to editing, and that's one of the hardest parts.
Yeah, it's fun though. I have to admit, it's fun. When it
What
comes to, I
video?
found, I found out, I found out that believe it or not, when we're recording on YouTube or the Skype call, it's honestly easier to cut things out, or like not even to cut. Like a lot of times we run so smooth. There's like little cuts. But when we're in the podcast, I've noticed it normally takes me to edit a podcast about 2 hours or so, and it's an hour podcast because I like to take out some of the crazy noises that our mouths make with the AKG, microphones that we have. So, and then when it comes to this, you're not getting the heavy breathing, you're not getting anything too wild. You're not getting, Tyler munching on.
Got a giant mic in your face, and you know the person next to you can hear that very clearly. You have to make stupid noises.
I know. I'm very aware, Tyler. I
You're
think
making his job hard, man. Making him the editing hard.
I think
I thought you just said you felt bad for him.
that doesn't mean I'll stop doing it.
But yeah, I think that was one of the longer parts was the editing that, and this is I think a little bit easier. And I guess what I like about it too is it really shows off of our improvisation. No, oh gosh, the improv that we can do when we talk. I couldn't even say what I was trying to say. But we improv well. We come up with topics well. I mean, that's just I think what years of friendship. This is what I mean when our tagline is we talk about anything and everything and see what years of friendship has to offer us, because it's like literally we don't have to worry about running out of something to say.
Want to see Lucy? Is this allowed on a podcast? She really wants to chime in.
Yes. Tyler's little girl. Look at that little girl.
Say hello.
Hello.
Camera. All right, you have to go in the room.
Tyler's little one.
My mom.
But even Chloe can agree that the years of friendship is wonderful because while we talk, I think what I enjoy the most, and I don't think I necessarily have a favorite episode. And a lot of times when we go and we talk about stuff, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it at the end of the day. Like I feel like it's pretty decent, but when I listen to it over, I'm actually pretty proud of the things we talk about, the subjects we tackle. Sometimes absurd, sometimes I like how we can get serious, and I like how we're able to have guests and make them feel comfortable. And every guest that we've had so far, regardless if we know them or not, they've definitely been individuals that have been happy with the experience, and they definitely, yeah, they liked our overall vibe, and I like that. And I like to, I guess, take a moment to again thank the people, the 28 subscribers we have on YouTube, and the 15 followers on SoundCloud. When I mean, I'm not gonna lie. You guys need to subscribe. Don't be afraid on SoundCloud. I definitely get a lot more people just coming by SoundCloud, and they like listen really quick, and we get a lot of viewership, but they just, I guess, I don't know if they necessarily stay, but I can see them come back to certain episodes, so I'm still happy. But please like, subscribe. And another thing, I will put this out there, in regards to getting updates and stuff. I know a lot of the individuals who do watch are friends with me on Instagram, or friends with me on Facebook, friends with me on Snapchat. But I will also urge you guys, please go over to the Amateur Hour Instagram and give us a follow, because I'm definitely very active on Instagram, and I want to be able to put more updates that you guys are going to see, so that in one place and not in several different places and a lot of my personal stuff. So I will ask the audience to do that. But I mean, yeah, I agree with you guys again. I don't really have a favorite episode. I think it's been a lot of fun. I think I will say a real fun one is episode 3, just because the amount of laughter that we have. And then episode 3 was the toilet talk, and the horror stories. I think that was the most we've laughed in an episode. Well, we had recorded.
Toilet talk.
Yeah, yeah, it was funny, and it was the most childish, but it was the most funny to me and the most funny to us. It was just, it was funny. But yeah,
Well, I kind of had to give a shout out to, I think there was one me and you did, Justin, and it just flowed all the way through, and it was quick
yeah,
and easy, I guess. I don't know.
yeah. I remember that one. That was the frustrations of the dating world, and I think it was outrage culture as well. I'm not too sure if it was.
Oh,
Oh
man,
gosh, I remember the time, but it was 1 point. No, it wasn't 1.5. It was a point 0.5 episode. I know that much. But yeah, that one was fun to record because we got attacked by by a bug out of nowhere.
Oh
Just
yeah,
attacked
yeah.
a centipede. It was a centipede. It came out and it was jumping. No, I'm just kidding. I know, yeah, at least from the title, I know it was like the frustrations of the dating world. So if you guys want to check that one out, please go in. And Tyler, I remember you saying that you didn't know if episode 1 is on the YouTube channel. Our whole back catalog is on the YouTube channel. So that way we're not splitting sort of
Oh,
viewership.
the episodes were exclusive to one over the other, but I didn't know which ones they were.
These recent episodes, due to the quarantine, are exclusive to YouTube.
Gotcha. Okay.
And the only reason being is because they're a little better with visual. So, like, let's say there is an audio issue, people can understand a little bit more because it's a Skype video, as opposed to it'll be hard to hear for.
Well, for you.
Yeah, it would be hard to hear for the individuals, I think, on SoundCloud, to hear like this crisp quality on SoundCloud, and all of a sudden goes to nothing. There is an update on SoundCloud, by the way. So I did post an update episode for everyone. Again, thanking everyone for following, for listening, and urging them to come over to YouTube and catch these YouTube exclusives due to good old Rona. The coronavirus, but yeah, it definitely was an eventful year. I wish, things that I wish we would have done. I was sad that we couldn't have recorded our little trailer thing that I had written for us to do for skits and stuff like that. The summer was supposed to be us doing our visual stuff, so that's kind of sad that we couldn't get to that. And you gonna say something?
Nah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't do it. We can't do it due to this coronavirus.
The only
It's
we're going to be able to do that is if we go find an empty ass part that no one's around, and yeah, it's still a risk. So yeah.
Definitely big. So I wish we could have done that. I wish we would have put out more episodes. But I mean, honestly, I think it's good for us to take it at our own pace. I do want to get a little bit more scheduled for next season. I will put that out there. You know, I want to make sure that each and every one of you audience members can count on every Friday that there's going to be a fun new episode for you guys to listen to, for seriousness, for non-seriousness. And then shout out to 2 of our episodes on SoundCloud. Our first episode, Tyler, which was one of your favorites, that one literally has a whopping 273 plays alone. And the episode we've done, episode 4, Combating Negativity, that has a whopping 112 plays. So,
See, stuff. We need more of that. We need. We're not allowed to smile. We're not allowed to do anything fun. We only can talk about serious crap.
Yeah, they like the serious stuff. Well, and they like the geeky stuff as well.
Not allowed on the amateur hour anymore.
And Tyler, I know you haven't indulged in our episodes lately, but the guests that you unfortunately were unable to be with.
Guest episodes, because those I actually am interested in. I'm just lazy.
Yeah. Well, one of our guests was Red Tiger Clan, and we had them back twice, and I think we dove into video games quite a bit. So we got really deep into talking about good old Call of Duty and a lot of the franchises and whatnot. So that was fun.
Played Call of Duty legit for a long time, probably since we were on 360. My favorite one is still the one where they allowed you to drive the cars, because I was better at running people over and killing them than shooting them.
That is Call of Duty 3. I remember we'd play multiplayer to try and run me over every time. But it was a blast. I loved it. Because I remember we would have Eugene over, and I think one of his other brothers. And you'd like, they hit the gunners in the back, and you'd be driving, and then I would just be shooting them with the LMG on the back of the freaking truck. But yeah, so episode wise, this was fun. I'm glad you guys have favorite episodes to look back on. I just want to take a moment to look back on the episodes, and I will say, I think next thing I want to talk about, we'll get into in just a sec, because it says we're at 29, but we're probably at like 19, but I want to cut to an early break. All right. So please, what happened, Tyler?
I was just freaking out because you said an early break.
Oh yeah, early break. So please enjoy a word.
You totally break your flow, so I did it.
Please enjoy a word from our sponsor.
Adam Stowe, a unique alternative rock artist that delivers a lyrical narrative through unique stage performance that will resonate with its listeners. Breaking down like a bus so beast, I want to wake up late. No, I want to kill my head. No, but what else can I do? You're red inside my mind. Adam Stone's music describes emotions not commonly expressed. Alongside Adam Stone's lyrical talent is his ability to be a one-man band. You can follow Adam Stone on SoundCloud and YouTube. And I'm taking you down. You don't know what falling means. So from Mexico to the rest of the world, I introduce to you your favorite ghost, Adam Stone. Get high-quality XLR cables from EBXYA. EBXYA makes keeping track of your cables easier by delivering 6 different color coding options. Their cables are made with a durable metallic connector, which allows your cable to last longer. Their cables are also made with a flexible, durable PVC jacket cable, imported with remarkable tenacity, elasticity, waterproof, mold-proof, and anti-cracking. Keep your sound intact and search EBXYA on Amazon today.
Hey Justin, you like to sing, right? Give us a little something.
Hey!
You need to take that over to Lofty Cat Studios. You can record that kind of music there. They got drum kits, acoustic pianos, Fender and Martin guitars. They can help you get your music on all streaming platforms and get you some CDs made.
And we're back from our sponsors. I hope you guys enjoyed this a little bit earlier because I want to talk a lot more. All right. We did our looking back. It was a good year. I'm excited for second season. We're gonna have new art. We're gonna have new animation for you guys to look at. We're still got to find out if we're going to be in studio recording or if we're going to be recording this way. And if we're recording this way, we got to do what we got to do. You know, YouTube's just going to get some more content. Okay, so let's talk about good old Rona. This virus nonsense, this virus craziness, and I know it's probably flooding the news. It's flooding everything and anything that is right now going on. And I normally like to not talk too much about this. When we have guests, I like to see how they're doing, and I want people to see them as an example of how to handle this virus situation and social distancing and self-quarantining. And every guest that we've had, I'm happy to say, has been, has been staying indoors, has been understanding self-quarantining and respecting the idea of what self-quarantine is and the seriousness of this virus. And I definitely want to thank them for being role models, and they continue to be role models. With that said, as our country, the great United States, I am slightly afraid. I'm afraid because currently, our great nation has decided that some states want to open, and including in our state of Indiana has decided to open, and all these other states decided to open. But and I could understand that. I could understand they want to economically come back or however they want to do things. But here's where my fear comes in, is that I don't feel individuals are taking this virus seriously anymore. When it first happened, everyone took it seriously. The world was at a standstill. But now, I don't feel that America is currently taking this seriously. And I tell you why. I have friends on Snapchat. I have friends on Facebook. I have friends everywhere. Just a bunch of random people that I don't even talk to. And every single one of them has been in a ginormous party of like 20 people immediately as the state opened. When the state wasn't open, they were still seeing 10, 20 people at a time. And I have to say it's kind of disappointing because I think this virus is a very serious thing that I don't think people should be taking so lightly. I don't think people should be right now going out. I listen, I understand wanting to see family. I am the most family oriented person that can be there. I love my family. I like to hang out with my cousins. I like to hang out with my brother and all this stuff. And lucky thing we live in the same house. But I'm not going to go out. I'm not going to see my uncles. I'm not going to go see my cousins. And if they did, I see some people do it. I guess that's fine. But now when you're having 10, 20 people, I think we have a moral obligation to understand that this virus is serious and to not carry it to our loved ones. I mean, we go to the store, that's a risk. We go to anywhere. You're risking getting this virus because this virus is so widespread. There's 55, the last I checked, There's 55,000 deaths in America. There was 1,200 something deaths in Indiana alone. And I haven't seen many people in Indiana taking this seriously. And it's scaring me. It's scaring
Just
me.
yesterday, Indiana alone, I don't know any other state numbers, but Indiana, 668 confirmed cases and 53 deaths. That was only yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know why we made the decision to lift it because of that. Because
I don't understand.
means that we are still having inclining cases.
I think as a country, I understand that we're afraid of the economy right now and we don't want the economy to crash. But I've seen other countries right now. Not every country is getting back to work. And I think it's a serious matter. We should not be opening this country. We shouldn't be worried about the economy right now. Because honestly, human life, I believe, is the most important over any economy. There will be no economy if half of our population is dead. It sounds drastic, but this is like I hope this gets through someone's brain. Like there will not be no economy if everyone keeps dying. Don't we care about our fellow man? Don't you care about your family, your mother, your brother, your sister, whoever you got? Don't you care about human life in general, even if it's not your family? I think it's kind of wild. When I was seeing things like the coronavirus challenge where people were licking toilet seats and licking deodorant, that I didn't think that we was going to be, too big of a deal. I was like, okay, those are just a few, right? Or those people that were trying to go and to what's it called to Mexico and then come back to Texas just for college spring break. I was like, okay, those are just young people. But no, like literally everyone in America. We have people today in Chicago protesting to not self quarantine anymore and to open up the state. When why are we worried about this? There's no vaccine, there's no cure. And I want to actually even take a moment to thank our public health officials, such as the nurses, the doctors out there, the people of retail that are having to risk their life every day just for a target. The individuals at Amazon, our police, our firefighters, every public official that is doing their job, I want to thank them. As
Delivery
for the
people.
yeah, yeah, delivery
Yeah.
people, mail people.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, all of you people are sacrificing so very much. And I want to thank you for your service. Whether you watch this, whether you're not, please share this for individuals who are, because I do want to take this moment to thank them. As for us as civilians and individuals, we have to, and the military as well. I know they're helping out hospitals, they're helping out food banks. A big kudos to our military. As for government officials, I'm ashamed. I'm very ashamed of our government officials currently. Not because of money, not because of anything, because you're opening states. I think this is a time for us to stay indoors and not go out. This is a time for humanity to thrive, not regress, to thrive. This is where we should show that the world is united, that this great country is united, and we don't care about money, we care about each other. But what this shows to me is a capitalistic nature that needs to stop, at least for now. Listen, capitalism, great, cool, business, amazing. You want the poor poor, let the poor be poor. You want the middle class to be middle class, let there be middle class. Let be rich as much as you want. But right now, it does not matter. It does not matter. Why are you worrying about things? And another thing, we have social media. We have great things like Skype where I can see my friends, where I could speak to my friends, where we can create content online. Take advantage of it. Why are we so worried right now when we have such wonderful technology? In order to see those loved ones that we love, I think it's safe to sacrifice now for a better future. Just sacrifice some time. What's a year? What's 2 years? It takes a year to normally to 2 years to make a vaccine. What is that time frame just to stay safe, just to keep your family safe. You know, I want to keep people like Tyler, who's an essential worker. Again, thank you to you, Tyler, too. Junior, you're an essential worker as well. People at banks as well, essential workers. Thank you guys so much for doing what you got to do. I will not disclose what Junior does. I will not disclose what Tyler what does as well. But I tell you what, it's not retail. It's not a job to be taken lightly. They're very serious jobs. They're very serious. It's not even a banking job. It's more serious than that. And it's a thanks to them as well. But I don't want these individuals who are risking themselves have a higher risk of catching something. My loved ones, these two individuals that I see as family, catching something because now we decide to gather in such huge gatherings when we should just still understand social distancing. At least try and keep ourselves as much self quarantine as possible. Don't go out to parties to share a drink and swap saliva. That can be, you can have all the parties you want when this virus is over. Party for weeks on end. I have no care in the world, you know? But not right now. Not right now is the time to be smart. Now is the time to be united as individuals. Think about someone else for a change, please. And I know you're like, well, how can you say that? Probably people are thinking like, well, why can you say it? Why are you scolding me? What are you doing? Well, I'm staying indoors. You know, I have the fortune where I can stay indoors right now. I have the fortune and I don't have a fortune right now. I'm not even going to get into it. But I'm taking the responsibility to stay indoors so that way my family's healthy. I go out, Tyler and Junior can tell you, for food only. I come back. That's it. I don't go out to friends' houses. I'm trying to take a social responsibility on my own self because I have loved ones at home and I want to make sure they're taken care of because that is what matters most. Money will come, money will go. Friends, they can come and go, and I don't want that to be a thing. That's the thing. You don't want them to go. So I think everyone should take care because this is truly ridiculous. I am disappointed in our society. I am disappointed in our government officials. I again, and that's excluding all the individuals I talked about. Again, that's house workers, that's everyone. You can go back in the podcast to see who I'm talking about. So to those individuals, this excludes them. This is to us, the civilians, to us, the people, to whoever I know, to whoever I don't know. This is to anyone listening to this. Take a responsibility and stop going out. At least if you're gonna go out for walks. Tyler, he goes out for a bike ride, but when there's not anyone around. Take walks, sit outdoors if you need to, call family if you need to, but quit the big gatherings. Because yes, they open these states, but that doesn't mean the virus isn't there. Look at the statistics. We use a simple Google. Google right now how many deaths are in Indiana. Google right now how many deaths are in California, Illinois. Regardless, we had a quick jump. I'm sorry, the podcast lagged. But with that said, again, I felt like it was a moral obligation for me to say this. I can't sit there anymore. I can't watch this. It saddens me. And because it's not like I'm trying to scold people like I'm any better, right? I'm not trying to make it seem that way. All I'm trying to say is that we should take this a little bit more seriously and not with a grain of salt. This virus is real. This virus can kill your pets. This virus can kill you. So if I were you, please, 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 please take precautions. All I'm doing is begging America. I'm begging individuals, civilians, if you can, stay indoors as most as you can. If you need to, sit outside, get some sun. There's plenty of activities for you to do. Take this time to reflect on yourself, be it through yoga, be it to focus on your relationship, be it to focus on your children, be it to focus on yourself. Again, self-reflection. If you're a person of faith, use it as a time for your faith, whether you're Hindu, Christian, whatever you are. Take this moment to just self-reflect. And if you have to work, I am sorry that you have to do so. Please be cautious. I'm sad because this government's forcing us to work. I think the people who are going to suffer in the end are the poor individuals, the labor workers. People are going to lose their lives because that is the seriousness of this. They will lose their lives. There's no saying they're not going to lose their lives. And that's tough. And it's very tough. And this is definitely going to get worse before it gets any better. And yeah,
I'd like to add a little bit to that.
go ahead.
I know Justin said he wasn't going to disclose what I do, but I am an essential worker, and I am the type of worker that goes into people's homes daily. So unfortunately, I still have to do that, but I'm not against doing it. Providing home security, safety, all that kind of stuff to different customers. Um, there's a lot of unfortunate crime because of this. There's, people are having a hard time buying cleaning supplies, having a hard time buying toilet paper, stuff like that, because immature people are hoarding it for no reason. But we're having crimes where people's houses are getting broken into, and that kind of thing is getting stolen from people. And I have customers that are, they're staying indoors because one, they're not working right now. So it might be a benefit to some when you get to go back to work to get a paycheck, because some people do need that right now. But there's also people that are scared because they don't have good immune systems. They get sick easily. Maybe they have some other health complications. But there's people sitting at home right now, and I get to personally see this all day, every day. So everyone out there having parties, big fancy houses, doing all these big huge gatherings, maybe they don't see the real world sometimes. So maybe they're not looking at it the same way as we do, especially me when I have to go to these different houses all day, every day. So I definitely appreciate the people that are staying inside, that are keeping us safe, and that are still trying, even though they are literally coming to a point where there's a lot of people out there that are at their breaking point, where they're going to be homeless, can't pay the bills. Maybe some of them got good landlords where they're accepting of that. They're willing to work with that, so they're thankful for those kind of people. But we do need to take it more seriously. Justin's right. All the parties, all the craziness going on. You want to have an immediate family gathering celebrating, because, we are leveling the curve. So that's good. You want to celebrate that. That's fine. But when you have this 20, 30 people gathering, I've heard a few things on the radio where they had hundreds of people shoulder to shoulder together. We can't do that, because we're going to have another bell curve is what's going to happen. It's going to get a little bit worse again when this is going on. And like you said, no vaccine. There's nothing that can help. The only thing you can do is go through plenty of fluids. You could take your daily vitamins and stuff to help boost yourself health-wise a little bit, but that's all you can do, and that doesn't guarantee that you're going to stay healthy. That doesn't guarantee you're going to handle the virus well, and maybe you do handle it well, but you give it to someone else that can't handle it. That's not fair to that other person. So we do need to take it more seriously. We do need to self-quarantine. If you're going to go to work, like Justin said, be cautious, do that kind of thing. Just be mindful of the people around you. Don't just think about yourself.
Exactly. I agree. Think about those when you're going to the stores all the time, when you don't need to be. Think about all those retail workers working their butt off, coming, and they're young too, young individuals coming home to their parents and or sometimes grandparents, sometimes loved ones, sometimes girlfriends, sometimes wife, and they're coming home to somebody. And by you overcrowding businesses, by you overcrowding streets, by you overcrowding hospitals, by you getting the virus is no good to anybody. Flooding our workers with a huge curve like that to them. See, what makes this virus even more deadly is that not only do we have a cure, but the more we get people into hospitals, the more unfortunate deaths that we're going to have. And I truly feel sad for the individuals who, and I do want, my heart goes out to you who have an individual that has been affected by coronavirus in their family. I apologize for that, because it's saddening, because these individuals who pass away cannot see their loved ones, and they will have no burial. Their body gets burned. That's it. They become cremated. Whether they wanted to have a burial or they wanted to be cremated, they get cremated. Where their ashes go, I don't know. The family doesn't get the ashes. The family does not get the ashes. So again, quit thinking about yourself and think about someone else, please. This is a word to you guys. This is a major word. It's a wake-up call. Whether you like me or not after this, whether you like to hear this or not, whether you think I'm a hypocrite or not, which is you shouldn't, because I'm not going out anywhere. I'm not trying to attack anyone. I'm not trying to talk about any specific people. Like I said, I'm seeing this everywhere. This is my word to America. This is my word to the audience. This is my word to you guys. And because I'm fearful, not for me, not just for my family. I'm fearful for the world, because the world just doesn't see. I don't feel like, or at least our country's not seeing the seriousness. I don't see it. I don't see the seriousness in people. Besides from the people that are out there that are constantly having to risk their lives. I would not want to get this virus because I don't want it to affect my family. I don't want to affect the people, the health workers risking their lives that are getting this virus because they're voluntarily trying to help you guys in the hospital system. It's sad. And as for the governors, shame on you for opening up, because this is more serious. I don't even know if any governors will look at this, but if it were to be shared to any sort of government pages or get to someone, mayor, whoever, I just will say this: shame on you for opening up if you've opened up, because it's upon you as a leader to take this seriously. So again, shame, big shame on you. Take this seriously. Uh, save our people for once, please. I think humanity deserves it. I think people deserve it. Whether you're good, you're bad, I don't care. I rather have humanity saved rather than these people dying. I'm not trying to make it seem panicky, because honestly, I'm very calm through the situation. I just finally have to say something. I finally think it was our time to say something, because me and Tyler have talked about it a few times on the phone. I talked it on the phone with several of my friends that also have been fearful of this. And I think it's about time that I might have had said something to the governments out there, to the also civilians out there. Again, it is, and I'll repeat myself a million times, and I think this will at least be the last time. Take it seriously, because I don't want more people to pass away and not be buried, or not have their ashes be given to their loved ones. I don't want health workers to be at any more risk than what they need to be. I choose humanity over the economy. That could always fix itself. Um, so please be wary out there. As to you government officials that have opened up, again, shame on you. Big shame on you. Because now my friends and family have to worry because of you. So I will put that out there.
Well, I did see this one article that was saying that a lot of people were disobeying the stay-at-home before the whole thing got lifted. So, I mean, even if they open it up, it's still more responsibility on the individuals than what the government's imposing.
You're very right. You're very right. I did see several people doing that while the virus was happening. For the people that I do know have done that, when they're just like, well, they're not keeping me from my family, or they're not keeping me from seeing my friends. And I'm like, okay.
No, we're keeping you from getting a disease and possibly dying, or they're spreading the disease to kill somebody else. That's what we're keeping you from doing. So anyone that's thinking a lot like that, you're a selfish buck.
Yeah.
I'll put it straight like that. That's exactly it. That's it. I'm not afraid to say that. That does not bother me one bit when out of my mouth.
Yeah, very selfish. I will agree with the state. Minus the curse word. I would say that I agree with the statement. That's very selfish to think. Very selfish.
That's like me. Like I said earlier, I go to people's homes. I'm helping people out. The people that are acting like that, those are the people that don't see that or don't care to do that.
Yeah, so I know several individuals that have been affected too by this whole virus. Yes, I know it's tough because you're like, well, some people are like, I gotta make money, I gotta have ends meet. And this is where my disappointment comes with governments and also certain landlords and individuals out there and banks trying to collect on money. I think that's very wrong. Because you're pressuring these people.
There's a lot of people in the audience that just heard the statement that you made. Then they're going to think, well, you got a stimulus check. There's people that I personally know that didn't get that check, and they're struggling.
Yeah.
So before you have those thoughts too or anything like that, just understand that, yeah, we had the stimulus check program. Not everyone got it. And the people that really, really need it, they did not get it.
Exactly. And because those individuals out there, it's tough. It's tough on everyone. This isn't easy on everybody. That's not what we're trying to say. This isn't an easy thing. It's tough to do, but for once, don't think about yourself. Think about your family. Think about your neighbor. Think about your sister. Think about everybody. For once, please stay home. Do your best. Stay home. I respect people. I love people. And I want humanity to thrive. I want to live in a society, living in a world where we're not thinking about ourselves for a change, and we're thinking about other people. I've seen it far too much. And if we can get back to not caring about other people if we want when this virus is over. But right now, I think it's the time to come together. Differences aside, it doesn't matter what. It's time to come together. Junior, you had another hot news take that you were telling me about that I had no clue about.
Oh, yeah.
Please indulge the listeners out there.
So apparently some people were holding protests. I didn't get to see exactly what, but I want to say it was the stay-at-home orders. And this was in Michigan, and these people are armed with assault rifles and like bulletproof vests. And it's just like, I don't know, it just amazes me people could get away with things like that, just surrounding government buildings armed to a T. But say if it was me or you, Justin, we would have been out the door already.
Yeah. Like I don't understand that. Like
I'm sorry. The protest is one thing. You want to stand out in front of a building and protest for some kind of movement, whatever. If you're going to sit out there in a bulletproof vest with an assault
gun,
that's a threat. Does not happen.
That's a militia. Like that's
what are those people going to do when the military comes down the road and they got an armored truck and a gunner on top? One of those people with an assault rifle takes one shot. What do you think's going to happen to the whole crowd?
Yeah.
It's going to get it down, because that's what has to happen, because now right there, they're unsafe to the public. Now those people have to die because they did something stupid. Does that sound smart at all? Are the people in Michigan hearing me right now? Like, come on, guys.
If that is true, like that is insane. That is,
it's Michigan, and they're protesting the stay-at-home orders, and you got like, let's see if we could get a good picture of it.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's a lot of people. That's just showing like two people, but it's crowds, dude, and it's just like, wow.
That's ridiculous. I think, what do you need to be out with a gun for in front of your government officials? What are you, terrorist? Is that what we're resorting to? Terrorism?
And I understand, because some of the protests began as kind of protesting the extremes of what was going on, like a dad and playing with his daughter out in his yard around no one, and he gets arrested, and it's like, that's stupid.
Yeah,
but still, it's just like, I don't know, man.
Well, if you're playing with your daughter in your front yard, you shouldn't have been arrested because we've been encouraged to go out and do physical activity to keep our health up.
Yeah, it's just some states took it a little too far, and now people have these protests because of that, which it began. But other people, I think, are just like, no, I don't want any stay at home. I don't want anyone telling me what to do at all. I'm going out with my gun. It's just, man, mind blowing.
Yeah, I agree with Tyler. We're trying to keep you safe. What's wrong with being safe?
We never said isolate yourself. We never said don't talk to anyone. We never said, go lock yourself in your closet and go crazy. Like Justin said, there's social media. Make a phone call, talk to your friend, talk to your family. I don't know. Okay, you're in a family, a household of 5 people. Have a movie night, have a game night. Do something like that. Go for a walk. And you're passing someone on a path in the park. Give some. I can't even talk. Give them some distance. Walk around, enjoy yourself. Just don't go shaking hands. No contact. Don't go. I don't know. Maybe you're in the whole dating thing right now, and that's sucky. It's probably not a good idea to go hang out with some chick or guy and make out and do all that.
I mean, the whole thing is about texting and whatnot anyway, so it's like,
that's what I thought would be thriving right now.
I mean a lot of people were finding people through Tinder and whatnot, so it's like you're already used to contacting through phone and just staying in contact through phone.
What happened? Every girl I've ever talked to wants to Snapchat every 10 seconds or talk every 10 seconds. It's like, what happened to that? I had no problem doing that at all. Calling them.
I can understand everyone like, okay, right now you want to go to the beach. You want to go have this party. You want to go do something like that. We had to miss Easter. My family, we do parties for all the holidays. Yeah. And we didn't our Easter party. Instead, what we did, my mom, she went and got Easter baskets. She wiped everything down with Lysol wipes. She made sure everything was clean. She put the basket together, and then she drove it over to another family member's house and left it on the porch or something.
Yeah.
You can still, it sucks to have your party, but there's still other ways to do it. You can still, I've had customers where they're having a Skype party.
Yeah. Yesterday, you know what Tyler did for me yesterday? He went for free comic book day, and he just dropped me off comics. That do stuff like that. And you know what he said? He's like, hey, make sure you wipe it down. What I do, I wiped out every single comic down. It's not like we're asking you, and it wasn't even a long visit. It was a quick visit and go. That's what it was.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, I totally forgot about free comic book day. Did it still happen, or?
Yeah, it still happened apparently. Was it busy, Tyler?
Was it busy?
But you know what? I think we talked about some good stuff today. We talked about we got into serious talk, and I think this is what we needed. I feel like we had to address the people, we had to address the government. I felt like just having a platform, no matter how small, it's our duty to say something at a time like this. Again, I will reiterate, stay safe. Learn to social distance and be okay with that, because it is not just about your life, it's about everyone else's life too. And you got to think about others, and yes, think about yourself too in this regard. It's not a time for fun. I know it's sad. If you want to have fun, pick up a video game, buy a Switch, call, phone, do Skype. Skype, if you would like to promote it, I don't know. If you like to sponsor a Skype, listen, you do us wonders, because we wouldn't have our podcast without Skype. So you're welcome, everyone. It would probably be like a phone call, or I would have ended the season early. We have people like Junior, we have people like Tyler, being out in the field, being out there, and I don't think it's fair to them nor their loved ones for individuals to crowd around at this moment and go out there, not at stores. I'm not talking about stores. I'm talking about there's big get-togethers and parties. Just stop it. And I'm not saying that to just tell people what to do, but it's a time to be serious. It's a time to just worry about others, including your family, including your friends, and grandparents. I know individuals who are affected by this virus, and this is not the only reason why I'm stating this. This is because I see this, and I know several healthcare workers, about 7, that are out there in the field too working. So I keep in good communication with them, and I wish them the best as well. One of which was the founding members of the Amateur Hour, is currently working in a hospital. Sid, again, buddy, I hope you're good. I've talked to him; he's doing well. But it's a kid younger than me, and he's doing his part, working for a hospital. So if I were you individuals, please, for the sake of them, quit protesting your government and stay home. And in that regard, on a lighter note, it was fun talking about video games and getting into lighter conversation. We're gonna definitely have a fun second season for you guys. This first season has been an absolute blast. It was definitely a tough scheduling wise, just because we had a lot of stuff going on after Christmas, that era. Things just got super busy for us. Excuse me. But with that said, it was a great first season. Thank you all for listening, and I really hope that you continue supporting us and following us and listening to the podcast where you can. Everything means the world. For those of you who are reoccurring on YouTube, for those of you reoccurring on SoundCloud, thank you so much. It definitely means the world to us. We doing this for fun. We're doing this because it's like we if we can't make it out something out of this, we would love to, but we can't do it without you guys. So I will say thank you for that. I love each and every one of you, which is why we had to have this tough discussion and just be real with you guys, because we love you people out there. I generally love each and every one of you. I don't have malice for you. Just kind of disappointment right now. But with that said, also we have a guest, a wonderful, wonderful guest tomorrow. She's an artist, or not tomorrow, for the love, for this next upcoming Friday. It's going to be a blast. It's the final episode, May 15th. I hope you guys get ready to enjoy it.
Probably Gabby.
Yes, Gabby, also known as Flantian. You could actually check her out on Instagram at Flantian and Twitter at Flantian as well. Give it a quick Google. Check her artwork out. It's really cool. We're going to talk all things art. We're going to even get into some gaming topics, because she's also a nerd like us. We're also going to get into a bunch of other topics that I don't want to spoil for you guys. But please tune in for our other guest. I'm super excited. Friends with her for 5 years. This is going to be even our first time video chatting, and as well as the first time for Tyler Jr. to meet her. A great friend of mine, and we're super excited. So please be welcoming, and this next episode is going to be so much more fun. Again, had to be serious because I love you guys. But with that said, thank you to our sponsors, EBXYA and Loftycast Studios, and friend of the show, Adam Stone. Links are going to be in the description. As always, check them out. Show them some love. And I think that's going to be it for us, guys, all right? So we love you. Bye.
Stay your ass home. Bye.